that right there, but apparently my phone decided to jump out of the stand. Anyway, that is another splatter screen. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology Screens, and ILEG stands for Infusion Light Energy Gain. All right, so we we're working on a few things here, and the things we're working on here is the splatter screen number one, getting that completed and done, so I can basically do some demonstrations of a new surface. The splatter screens are designed to show the massive difference on how much you lose from a white screen. Because as I told you before, out here, our license is done. I got to go to City Hall and drop it off. But that's what we're working on, getting more advertisement for our technology. And we're going to have all types of these splatter screens here on YouTube and out there, showing you the massive difference of what you're going to be able to achieve with our technology on our screen paint versus your everyday white screen. So that's pretty much what you're going to bump into. You know, majority of most people who have screens, it's not going to be gray, and it's supposed to be going to be white. Because the first thing people do when they get a projector, they buy a white screen, especially if you buy an expensive one, thinking that the projector is going to do all the work for you. It's not. I literally just came off. From time to time, we get a message that may pop up on our channel, and there'll be somebody with a crazy expensive projector. Go, no, mine picks up in a fully lit environment, and this, that, and the other, and so forth. You're on a white screen. That's all that matters. The fact that you're on a white screen, your screen's not picking up contrast, color, none of that. And I've seen fully lit environments on big boy projectors, because I'm in a lot of forum sites with these massive, heavy, big boy projectors, and it's the same thing every single time. It's a washed out image, a washed out image, a washed out image. No matter how much money you pay, you are still receiving a washed out image. Keep in mind, as I said this before, that your environment, your screen being white or even light gray, and you're going to have to spend a lot more money to be able to get that one to work, but you know, our customers don't pay that kind of money at the end of the day. When you have a screen with a heavy amount of lumens, because usually these bigger, more expensive projectors will have these heavy amounts of lumens to make up for what the screen can't do, you're going to find out that your lumen count that's making contact with your screen is also adding to the fact that your screen is not having the ability to be able to pick up the colors correctly because it's being washed out. Your screen cannot absorb. So many people get that mixed up on relying on their projectors. I'll just go out and spend a lot of money for a machine. It'll fix all the problems. It can't fix your problems. It's not going to happen. If your screen is stressed out from the lighting you have in the environment, you literally just introduce a 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 lumen projector to your screen. Did you watch the promo demonstration of the church? Church had a 7,000 lumen projector in the demonstration. They struck the screen. What came up? Nothing. Because the screen's dealing with the lighting in the environment plus the additional 7,000 lumens that's hitting that screen, and it's wreaking havoc. Yet the screens, they can't absorb. They have to be able to absorb all that light. So that's the problem you're having. It's like taking a sponge and dropping it into the ocean. It can't absorb the ocean. It's just not, it's overwhelming, and you're overwhelming your screen. That's what's happening. So he was saying it has an expensive projector, and I was like, man, that doesn't mean jack at the end of the day. I know people who have Roncos. Ronco projectors, I mean big boy CRT Roncos. You ever seen them things before? They got that red, blue, green. Some of those projectors can easily cost you $1 million. Easy. Now I work with companies, mind you, have these big boy monster machines in there, and they can't get the reaction to pull. They can't get the contrast, the color. As a matter of fact, we were working with a movie studio, which you got to reach out to them about some of the new stuff we're working on. A movie studio. They got big boy machines in there. And the guy sat there and said that black level is extremely important. It is very hard to operate. You have to manipulate the screen. You got to use software and all this stuff to try to get those contrast levels to pull a little better. And there's all kinds of problems that they have. But to have a screen that's physically black saves them a ton of money to do this. So, again, as I said before, this is why the black screen is very, very important. But the conversation I had with him, all this money he spent, and I've seen projectors in well-lit environments, high-powered machines, but they're washed out. We can see that they're washed out. To them, if the image picks up, it's acceptable because that's what people accept in the home theater world now. It may be the worst picture in the world, but because you can see it, they say, oh, it's a fantastic image. That picture looks like trash. Now, remember the pictures I showed you of the fellow by the name of, who makes the Frankenstein? There were literally people at the bottom of that thing saying, oh, the image looks outstanding. It looks incredible. I'm like, wow. That's how brainwashed the industry is, that make you believe that just because you can pick it up, it's an outstanding picture. No, 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 no. It should look the same way as your cell phone, which we're going to do with this demonstration today because I got to drop it onto a form site. So busy schedule for today as Taco does battle with his fish. Another epic battle in this chapter of Taco. We have our license, which goes out today. We're having it 3 to 5 days. My official license that I need for this particular vending setup I got to go to, setting up. We'll be setting up over there pretty soon. We got, with the license we have here, will give us the ability to be able to set up for our funding, because we got funding that can get us grants for our company. I know a lot of people at City Hall are helping us out. And one of the perks is mass advertising, which we need desperately for the technology to get it to that next level. So they're going to help us with all of that. They like our technology, like what we're working on. It's something new, something different, something that the city of Allentown can use. We're working with parks to be able to donate screens. I'm even going to be working with PAL, which is at the Police Athletic, I think, crew, and donate them a screen. So, you know, stuff like that. I'm not donating the screen on that behalf for advertisement. I'm donating the screen because it'd be kind of cool for the kids to have to watch something on a giant screen. I think it'd be cool. So, you know, we're going to have what we need. But I told you I'm going to do a lot of good things with our company. And as I explained before, you know, you had people who, and probably people now, that are just obsessed. I can't wait till we go to court, and I'll tell you why. The question I want to ask them today, why in the world did you attack my company? What's the reason? Every excuse you used on YouTube failed. You said I'm all these things, right? Didn't I just sit there in the middle of the floor and say that I'm all these bad things, right? Made my company fail. My company jumped by a lot. I mean, by a whole lot. A whole lot. So, yeah, it was jealousy. That's what it came down to. Jealousy, and another part, if you don't know people, we got a lot of interesting text messages with the word nigger in it. So some of that was racial. If individual wants to talk about racist stuff, I have proof. I literally have text messages that have the word nigger in them multiple times. So, yeah, just that. To be frank with you, and I've had this, people tell me this before, that some people don't like it that an African American developed black technology. And I've gotten some very interesting emails about how some people feel about an African American developing black technology. Very interesting emails. So, just so you know, anything you do in the dark, and I can't express this enough, that people feel that they hide behind machines all day long, and you feel that no one sees you. God saw you. God saw everything you did. And guess what happened? The very thing that you do is written in the book of life. So when judgment day comes, or when you pass off the earth, either way, you got to go through it. I mean, there's no way around those at all. You're going to go through that one way or another. Everything you did is written in that book. Unless you got yourself baptized and all your sins are washed away, that's the only way you're getting away from that. Other than that, you're going to pay for that. That comes with consequences. It's sin. Oh, we got the background of our screen built already while we're having this conversation. Now, for those who say, oh, why'd you delete? I delete videos because if I don't find, I got to be a person that got to get so much done in a day. If I don't get so much done in a day, I go through depression. If I don't see any form of progress, I get depression. So I have to see a form of progress. When I do videos like that, I feel no progress from it. Some of the stuff in there, I say, yeah, it's good, it's needed, but still, all in all, I need 100% progress to function. That's why I'm here, and that's why you're there, because if you did things by 100% progress, and I'm talking 100% progress by doing it right. There's a difference between failing progress. Well, actually, it's just progress. It's not failing at all. Progress is progress. When you got lazy progress, or people feel they got something done, but they really haven't done anything. There's a difference between Frank and John. Frank comes over and picks up 2 pieces of wood. He considers that to be progress, because last week he only did 1. And John, on the other hand, did 60. There's a difference between the two. One is just basically like progress. Let's get this done because we got things to do. I like the guy who was like, I'm going to my room. You ever watch Benji? The guy who calls himself Benji. He's a funny dude, man. I'm going to my room. All right, let's get this thing done. I'm going to paint my frame in black. I think I'm going to do that too. So let's get some of this paint out. Someone's asking about one code application. Go to the site. link the shopping cart, you will see a bunch of links in there. A lot of them in there. I forgot about that. I was supposed to put the link in. We put the screen up against the high-end screen. Got to put that in there. I'm going to do it now. Okay, this is where we do multiple things at one time. So I'm supposed to be painting this, but now I got to go over and do this. Oh, and by the fact, I'm just getting things out in the open because things we're doing today. Mr. Williams, more letters are coming down. So these are going to reach particular areas. These are letters that are going to social workers. They're going to the lawyer. If they haven't already settled, got your mess, got you out of the building. Leasing office, property management. They're all getting your mail, your letters. And the rest of them we're keeping for the judge when we take it to court. As I told you, I filed criminal charges against you. I have to reach it back out with the Baltimore police. Because I've been so busy just getting so much done. This is the sad thing about it is that I'm working, getting my company where it needs to be at, and I have to deal with kids. So I have to remember to take the time out of my day to go to the police station, go to FBI, go call this agency, send letters out to these people at the end of the day, pay for fees for this. I got all that to do. On top of that, everything else that I'm doing. Clearly, y'all don't have a life because you're running a business successfully. You wouldn't have time for that nonsense. You really wouldn't at all, period. So, yeah. Apparently, you get too much time on your hands. And don't worry. Life has a way of fixing things when you have too much time on your hands. All right, let me see. This is the license, so this is going over today. Get that done, get that paid for. This is your documents, Mr. Williams. Several of these are going up today. Got to get a fresh envelope. Want something cleaner than this, so I'll go back and get 4 of those. And I was able to call down it and get the names of where they have to be addressed to. So you can understand how these letters go out. They don't just go to the building. They are addressed to individuals in the building. So when they won't hit your mailbox. They're going to hit that front desk. That mailbox behind the front desk when you don't have access to. And whoever opens up that mail, it'll be addressed to certain individuals, name and their office, their suite, or wherever they're at, or where those letters have to go through. So they're going to have firsthand your handiwork. I told you, anything that comes here, we're sending it directly back to them. And one of them, you have a security unit. I think there's a security unit in these places. That's the one that shows the glitter inside, showing you a delivery sending over weird substance inside of packages to us. So they may file charges against you. So we'll go from there. Mind you, you thought you brought this on yourself. You have no one to blame. Don't get on YouTube. Don't scream and rant because that'll be evidence used against you in court. Mind you, we're taking you to court. I am filed a lawsuit against you. It's a lawsuit for roughly around $250,000. No, he does not have that type of money, but he's still going to be hit with it, regardless. Don't do stuff like that. Just basic common sense. We've had this conversation. I have an email. I'm going to show the judge where I did reach out to you, and I told you to cut it out and stop doing this nonsense. And you repeatedly contacted my company. Again, another problem you're going to have, posing as a minister, which you are not. And we can show activity of this identity theft on your YouTube channel. We have copies of that also too. That's also too in the document here, showing that you were impersonating a priest when you contacted our company. So everything in there, it's in there that we need, including the entire Facebook page. It was printed out to send everything over to those particular agencies. But again, that's how you contacted us. You contacted us as a minister. That's like somebody contacting me as a police officer, or somebody works at the fire department, or a doctor. So you clearly were doing identity theft. So that's considered to be cyber crimes. It's a 20-year prison sentence if you're convicted. Unfortunately for you, we have a ton of evidence. Let me see if we go from here. Where the frig is the mouse for this thing? This is what I'm going to do. This is not going to find. I didn't know there was this thing was hooked up to. Okay, let me see. Oh, all right, not a problem. I forgot to put that in there. My fault, my friend. He needs, okay, explanation of companies. Okay, I'll give him all that. I'll give him that in a few minutes. We'll plan to send that back to him. Perfect. Got to send packages up to customers right now. That's what we're doing right now. And, excuse me, among my busy schedule today, got a batch number verification to do because we got products coming out. We made 20 gallons of the new product. So we got batch number verification going out for a customer, for him, show that one, so we can put that on the website, and that new one can go directly onto our shipping page, which we need videos on there. So yeah, and I got to go right now into my website, and I got to put in the one I did for the one I just did for let me get all these out. We don't need all this. The one I just did for the against the certified screen. I gotta put those in there right now. I literally forgot about those. But we do have demonstrations on basically painting it down. It's very easy to do. It's a very easy application of painting over multiple things. All that information is in the shopping carts. The reason why we put all that information in there and all the testing you need to see, black paint, fabric, all that stuff, because you need to know exactly what you're buying. This is why, and I can't express enough, why batch numbers are extremely important. And people fight us on these things. You just saw what happened in that video with the Frankenstein. If there was, imagine the customer who got that thing and painted it up, and any light would disrupt them because we had the paint down here, we did testing on it, we had all types of problems with it. The white levels were extremely poor. It was having issues generating really high white levels. We had issues with ultra short throws, we're having issues with it. When you do a screen on a standalone, that's different. When you're comparing it against other screens, you will see the flaws that will pull out. Whether your screen has an advantage point or unadvantage point, you will see that. But standalone, no. I can take regular black paint, paint up a screen, hit it with a projector, and then you'll be like, wow, that looks amazing. Then I'll stick my product against it and it'll go dark. You have to have comparisons. If you make a statement in your video and say, hey, we save you thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars where? What are you talking about? It's costing thousands of dollars. You must be talking about certifies. Certifies are screens that cost thousands of dollars. But if you have not done any testing against these screens, then you really can't prove if your product can or cannot basically overpower one of these screens. Can't do that kind of stuff. Making stuff up along the way. No, that's not going to happen. See, in that license I had to fill out, they asked for a description of your product and what does it do. Can't be in their line saying, oh, I got a game that pops up, 2 different games that pop up on the screen, or we register in fully lit environments when technically we don't. That's why I said you got to be careful. That's why batch numbers are required. It should be required because you need to know what the freak you are buying. You could be getting everyday paint. It could be anything coming in the mail for you. Has to be tested. And we've seen that one happen too. Someone matching house paint. Has to be that. And then, I mean, the shenanigans of all shenanigans, went in and removed the video. Like literally, we watched in the live stream, the video disappeared. He removed the video. And then brought the same video back and changed the title of it, saying it had a yellowish tone. And continued to lie in the video. There's multiple lies in that video. Mind you, that particular video was done in the dark. The other one he did, he had the hoodie on, was done with some lighting in the environment. And then sit there and say in the video, well, I use this on my P2 projector, even though it has a 2:1 contrast. No, it's not going to be able to read the contrast levels. But clearly, we watch the same projector when he's wearing the red hoodie, and I pull up an LG logo. It doesn't work. But stick it in the dark and let's lie. Let's tell everybody you're seeing the contrast over. Oh, come on, man. Cut that out. That's just freaking, cut that out. I got videos on him. I got one video we have on him, and it's bad, man. He darkened the environment. He turned out all the lights in the environment. We're not going to go on this, but you just got to hear this. He turned out all the lights in the environment. It was daytime. And he had the apartment look like it was super dark. And he had the demonstration with Sony where it shows the background. He had the camera pushed all the way up to the screen. I remember it was like this close to the screen. And it's like, see, we're picking up a contrast level. Nobody, I saw the video demonstration. We got to record. I have to find it. We'll upload it again. I'll put it through a short. Let's put it through a short because it's a long video. But I'll show that one point that we saw. The door, the peephole. Light was beaming through the peephole like crazy. And then he tried to push the camera around and bring it back fast, but I slowed it down. And you could see the light pushing out around the windows. It was 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It was 12 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 12 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon, when the light was pushing all around. But he had lights inside of the apartment to try to make it look like it's like he has a lot of light in there. So I looked at that. I said, man, why are you so close to the screen? It was all kinds of stuff. Gee whiz. I think in his head, I don't know where he gets these ideas, but when you do stuff like that and you get caught, you have literally said the other day that my customer base is not smart enough to figure out certain things and I can just get over any way I can. It's an insult to your customers. It really is. That's why if you notice, you don't see any of his customers take their screens outside or do any of that stuff whatsoever because he sends you messages. We can tell you that from the door. It's a true thing. He'll send you a message telling you what you can't do with it. I literally got a message on the side of a container, dated with his name on it, telling me I can't use the screen in ambient light environments. It's not ambient light rejection. All right, then why are you challenging a screen that is? They are ambient light rejection screens you just challenged. So what do you want me to do? You want me to stick your screen in the dark and put my screen in the dark with your screen and do a comparison? No, I'm not doing that crap. I still would kick your screen anyway. But ambient light rejection, buddy, if you're going to challenge our technology, you'll be in a fully lit environment. And yeah, I have videos testing this product in the dark. It's a gray screen. It can see contrast. We literally did that right there. Matter of fact, we just did this in the demonstration. The screen we had over there is a Metallica Mix 2.0. It's 2 tablespoons of black paint and a white paint. And if your sister and says it doesn't match, man, that's why it's called 1100, not 1100 challenge, it's called the Great House Black and White Paint Challenge. It was a challenge that was given to him 4 years ago to take the same mixture, make it on camera, put it against his products. He refused it. So that's the end of that. All right, get that taken care of for him. Let me see, I gotta grab that video and put that in my shopping cart. We need that in. That's definitely a good one too. On that one. Let me see. Long dashboard. And while we're doing this, long intense dashboard. Let me get this, what I gotta get done. I'm doing a couple things all at the same time. And I gotta be out of here to get it done. All right, that's loading in. Let's get this out of the way. Get this finished. Oop, watch that. My freaking projector bird. There's a word. Oh, my goodness. All right. Past that, we'll go over here. So yeah, websites. We get some people that'll pop on my site. And they just, on my YouTube channel, and they do it to try to cause trouble. Again, can't express it enough. God can see you. That's it. Whatever you think you're doing at the end of the day, God can see you. That's all that matters. So the failure rate will be there, just so you know. You'll have no success in whatsoever. But anyway, I'll say, oh, this website's hard to navigate. How would that be hard to navigate? We get orders all day. So if it was so hard to navigate, we wouldn't get any orders. It's simple and plain. It shows home and it says marketplace, buy here. How much confused can you be? But he tries to make, people come try to make accusations. God saw what you did. Here's the thing. You got to understand, when you do dumb stuff like that, really dumb stuff like that, are you more powerful than God? You're not, right? You know you're not more powerful than God, right? All right then. So what makes you think that making a statement like that is going to disrupt my blessings? The Lord gave us all this technology, right? So what makes you think you, a frail individual, that, again, not more powerful than God, and our technology came from God, what are the odds of you being able to disrupt that? All right then. So since you can't overpower God, you're not more powerful than God, and guess where that's going? Nowhere. At all. Moving on. Simple and plain. That's it. Oh, get that back there. Oh, now let's move on to the gallon. Someone was requesting gallons. We may have a gallon. You may think about it, because I got companies right now that are inquiring about that technology and they want gallons. So, I guess we'll make a gallon kit. It will not be available overseas. The only way we can make it overseas available if it comes with not the kit. That's the only way. If you're looking to just get the paint, we can ship the paint, not a problem. But that kit requires big boxes to do it. So, only kit we can send over, the 24s can be done. 32s can be done, but as for the 1 gallons, no. Without, you can ship it without the kit, yeah, because it's a big box, and the box gets expensive when we're shipping overseas. Now, if we're doing a gallon, man, that's going to be a big screen in there. It's probably going to be 2 10x20s, roughly around 60 feet of LED lights and stuff like that. It's going to be something crazy. Okay. But anyway, as I told you before, we're working on 2 different fields. I'm going to be about to get myself a shop pretty soon. Not a shop, but a a showcase room to sell our products in. So we can bring people off the street into the shop. Man, I can't wait for this, man. You have no idea how excited I am about this. You know, when I go to different places and we have to install our screens and I see the people, the way they look at it and stare at it, I just can't wait till the day comes that I have my own spot where people can come in, see our stuff, and buy our stuff. I'm so happy about that. All right, marketplace. I'm also looking to an outside area we can rent too, because the outside area, I'm going to put an outdoor screen up there. All right, let's get this thing done, because we got this to do. This is all Epic Splatter screen. Splatter. So cool. Gotta put that over there. Ooh, it stands up by itself. And this is coated with our screen paint. I figure the best demonstrations to do, and these splatter screens have more impact than some of these big screens you're building here. It's the fact that people seeing that massive difference between the white screen and our technology. That's what pretty much, you know, gets the sales in. You know, you're doing outside demonstrations, and I can't express this enough. Anytime you're doing an outside projection screen, if you have this thing out at nighttime, you failed already from the door. Because white screens do that. They can operate outside in the dark. But if you're doing this thing like 4 or 5 o'clock, and you're doing this massive comparisons in areas where these screens can't even dwell in, then you got a heck of a freaking screen. And mind, you can't even do this if you're doing this at the comfortable 100-inch or the comfortable 130 or whatever. No, man, you got to go max, man. You got to go big. You got to do 250s and up. Our biggest one I ever got was 250 inches. That allowed me to see that my projector at 720p at 4,000 lumens, 27 feet from the screen, can operate at 11 feet tall and over 20 feet wide. A screen, bigger screens get, and the farther the projector is pushed back to accommodate the screen size, things start changing out there rapidly fast. And you can get a screen to pick up from corner to corner at that massive size, especially in a projector you only paid $270 for. That is impressive. You think your lumen counts are being chopped up when you're inside? Try it at 250 inches at 27 feet back at 720p. Yeah, it'll get chopped up pretty quick. All right, let's get this done. You gotta be there at 8 o'clock. On a Sunday morning, we're going to do our corners on this, so I'm going to put that surface down. We're not seeing those post office boxes, so we're going to do a bit of a paint down today. We're going to cover these squares, baby, these squares. We did that surface already. We did when we had a marked up surface, and we just painted over top of it. Again, I can't express enough when it comes down to painting. The last thing you want to do is go through some complicated instructions. All that up, down, over, side to side, previous row to middle halfway, and telling you got to wait 20 or 4 minutes for the paint to level. Oh, come on. If your paint's super thick, then I can see about a leveling process. But if your paint's super thin, you don't have to worry about a leveling process. Well, that doesn't even make any sense. Why would you need a leveling process for a paint that's thin? And then on top of that, if you're talking about dinner size, I don't know where people got that from. You got to pour out a dinner size plate of 1.4 for 1.2. Just paint the screen. That's all you gotta do. Paint the freaking screen. Are we gonna put anything on the roller? No, roller's saturated. We're good. It should be good. I don't know. Just need to get the corners. That's all we need to do. All right, we'll take a little bit of this. Take a little bit. I want people to stir up and stuff between each. I'll tell you why, because I've seen these. I told you. I've been on so many form sites. I've seen this application on the light roll and heavy roll. I've seen those applications. The light roll and heavy roll is pretty much happens when the screen basically has a very difficult time marrying to the surface. Now they make you put the paint on heavy first to push the paint around the screen, so basically you can coat the surface to get the paint pushed around. Even when the paint's being pushed around, it's still showing parts of the other screen that's pushing through on the opposite side because the screen is not marrying well. Now if you put any pressure on this, you just basically review the previous screen on the bottom. But by doing a light roll and putting a light roll to the screen or putting less pressure on the screen, you are less of a chance to dig up the other side, to have it push through, because you're doing a light roll. I know this stuff already. So when he mentioned that, I was like, oh, his screen paint doesn't work. Everybody, when people have been in the business for a long time, knows those. The paint may have a streaking issue. It could be a number of things that could pop up that is having some difficulties that requires a light roll. So if it's dry, it dries that fast. Look at these. Look how fast it's drying. It's drying already. But all that up, down, over, and all that nonsense. Like I'm about to put in a code for a Super Contra for some Infinity Lives. We're just doing the corners because when I paste this down, it's going to cover, and I just want my corners to be covered up. Having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. Bum, 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 bum. See how easy that is to do? Cut out. It's easy. That easy to do. When I do my demonstrations, when I come in, we're just going to take the paint, have an area all plastic, throw it up against the screen. That's it. When it runs down and dries, we just hit it with the projector as it's drying. Done. Or I just come in here, just paint the screen up, and just throw the roller down and go, we're done. That's it. Let's go. I'm doing mine like a 80s info commercial. I want to do it like that. Because it's fun to watch. See? No dinner size plate. Just drop it down. We're going to cover this section real quick. Let's see how fast you can do it. Go. Watch this. Just for fun. How fast you can do it. Watch this. And I'm holding the phone and doing this. I painted a tension screen while holding the phone. Get a little paint lifting here. Now you see the bleed through process? Every time I hit one of these cracks, look at this. That paint will bleed right in there. And this angers the naysayer big time. The naysayer has all these jacked up, complicated instructions like over, up, down, down, over, up, down. I'm terrified. I want to bring up a portal somewhere. Too much, man. What you're doing is you're copying off the old school stuff. The old school stuff back in the day required you to go in and do all that stuff. That was back in the day. You know why? Because if you know the history of your product, which you don't, Goo Screen at that particular time had those type of instructions. When they first started off, they had those kind of instructions, right? All right, so everybody was following Goo Screen because Goo Screen was the black diamond of projection screen paints. You know? So everybody in every form site wanted to be like Goo Screen. That's what they wanted to do. I should put, well, I hope I didn't put too much. They wanted to be like Goo Screen. So everybody was coming up with these really crazy, complicated instructions, and it just felt like the more complicated your product was, the more advanced it was. That's why all those crazy instructions like that came into play. That's where it all came from. That's where all that came from. And then later on, people started making their paints a little bit more easier. One coat application, because that's what we did. Well, every form site I went on, it was the same thing. Woo! Just got my pants with that one. Woo! Careful. Now, you see me being professional about this? Do you see me doing this up, down, robot formation? You don't see me doing all that, right? Paint the screen I want to. Oops, you don't lose my paint on the floor. We ain't doing any of that nonsense, are we? Up, down, robot formation. Woo! We ain't doing any of that nonsense. This painting can be done. It's very easy. All those complicated instructions, you give me yawn problems. Sit there, oh, so tired. Hearing this nonsense about this paint down crap. Anything paint on me? No. See what I mean? Easy. Done. When I watched the roll of the screen multiple times, that told me right there that the paint was not doing well. It was streaking. It was not marrying well. When you lift it up and you saw that paint reflect, the light reflect off of it, that's not a good sign. That's a bad sign. That means that's going to plague an ultra short throw projector extremely easy. And for those people to can understand, if you don't work on an ultra short throw, you will not work on a short throw either. They have the same typical type of lens. Ain't that right, Taco? Yes or no? No or yes? What's your answer, man? He's like around. So, yeah. All right, we just did that for fun. We didn't have to paint the whole thing, but just to show you how fast and easy it is. Voila! Done, people. Done. Done. Freaking all these crazy freaking instructions. Like, oh, freak, I'm painting in at the end of the day. Seriously, what are we painting in? One time, I remember when I was trying to use glossy paint. Oh my goodness. Are you freaking lost your marbles? You can't use glossy paint. You know what glossy paint does? This is why you don't use glossy paint. I had a guy one time was contacting me, right? He was asking me all these interesting questions. Now, these are not questions that customers ask. These are questions that people ask when they're trying to make a product. Because a customer wouldn't be thinking about glossy paints at all. Period. That's not something that's going to come up for them. It's not going to be glossy paints. You know, that's somebody who's trying to figure out how to pick your brain on how to make a product, a screen paint product, and he doesn't know the proper way of doing it. Or somebody, these are the ones I can't stand. They'll contact me and say, well, I've got this project and I need such and so, and I'll order from you so and so and so. First things first, we're not desperate for orders. We're good. Trust me. We're the only ones who have this technology, so we're good. We're in demand, we're good. So that's not a problem for me. But the fact that the questions that you're asking more questions on your project than the paint itself. A person who wants to paint is going to ask about the paint. That's what they're going to ask about because that's what they're painting in. The paint, they don't know much about it. But a person who has a project is going to talk more about the project because they can't figure out how to do it. And they watch this guy, like this guy just put up a 250-inch screen. Let me ask him a whole bunch of questions how to put up a 250-inch screen, and I'll make it sound like I'm interested in this product so that way he can give me the information that I need that I can't figure out. Wrong! We can see you a mile away, literally. So don't do stuff like that because now you can't get the painting if you need it. Because when you do all your shopping around, you're going to find out that your stuff's not going to work on your projector. And our demonstrations and our experience and our demonstrations, our stuff is working perfectly fine. So our customers showing up for stuff too also. So it means when you come up to me to buy the product, well, you already know from the door you've wasted my time. And my time is not to be wasted. We're not interested. So we're not interested in the order or anything whatsoever because I'm not interested. And please don't use the thing where I can do this for your company and I can do that for your company. No, you cannot. Only God can do it. Oops, see, they didn't understand it. Where's the bag for this? I'm trying to figure out a bag for this thing. You know, it's funny. This was not supposed to be in a demonstration today, but I tell you, when we do demonstrations all the time, we just do wild and crazy stuff and throw it in there. Because it's usually what we do. So you're never going to see anything boring in the demonstration. The same nonsense like, see, we're in the dark, picking up a perfect contrast with it. We can use the colors. Oh, Mother Sam, I am. Did that just miss? It was dry, right? Oh, thank goodness. Thank you, Jesus. I had a roller in there, bounced out, hit my pants, and it was dry already, which that was good. So that's how easy it is. For the customers, it's a very easy process. Not hard to do. And the people get offended are people at the end of the day who have these really complicated instructions. And they're going to come on there, play some music in the background, and tell you some dumb nonsense. Like the other one saying that you paint the screen from side to side. You lost your marbles. You see the size of screens I've painted in time? I've painted some really big screens. There is no way in the world. You see the size of this screen? That screen is roughly 160 inches. Do you have any idea how wide that thing is? If I were to paint that thing this way, man, I would have all kinds of back problems, neck problems. No, you paint the screen this way. If anyone tells you paint it this way, they don't know what they're doing. That's why when he was painting the screen, he had the roller all the way out to the edge of his hand, and he was tilted on pivoting on his toes to try to bring it all the way over. That's only 100 inches. That's a 160-inch screen. You paint them up and down. Everybody paints them up and down. People sometimes try to come in to make them seem different than other people, and they try to change the game by adding their own 2 cents into it. But if you're going to mess around, you're going to mess up somebody's screen, the project, the work. It's not even necessary. Let me see. I need didn't we get the adapter for that? We have an adapter. Where are the other adapters at? Jeez, the reason why we paid money. Oh, there's one right there. For this stuff, so we can have our adapters put in. This makes it easy to put my Fire Stick down. But I don't want to do the Fire Stick. The Fire Stick only gives me a certain amount of range If stuff want to get, I want to run my PC through this. So I can run my PC through HDMI now. So yeah, you're supposed to be able, where are you going to? You are aligned out of control. Where are you going to? Oh, you're plugged in the back of this. Oh, okay. That's going to be So it should be very easy to paint in, people. Should be very easy to dry. Drying time should be rapid as you're watching it dry right in front of you, right? And it shouldn't take much to do. I was able to dry mine using that air cleaner, both these giant screens. And as I said before, the only people that get offended when we do these videos, because they try to make, oh, he offends everybody. No, I offend people who make crappy products. That's who I offend. Customers know our products are the best. People make crappy products. I speak to you in these demonstrations, do I not? Do I not tell you what you're supposed to do when you sell a product? I come to your site, where's your test? Where are those batch numbers? You don't have them, right? You can't give out a batch number. You know why? You never tested the product. So if you never tested the product, how do you know how you troubleshoot a product that you don't even know yourself? There you go. So say Danny basically paint took off, right? He's selling a product that has 2 gains on it. You as a consumer are going to want the highest gain. Who's not going to want the highest gain? That's just basic common sense, right? So you contact him and said, hey, look, I'm painting this green in. How do I get this other higher gain? I don't know which gain I have because you have 2 of them on there. If your screen's at 3.0, then the only thing you're going to be achieved is the 3.0. That's just basic common sense for anybody. But if it has 2 gains, now you're asking the question, which gain did I achieve when I painted the screen? Which direction did I have to be in? How do I do this? And if he can't reply back to you, then that's a problem right there. He can't troubleshoot that issue because you can't explain it. The only people he sent the paint to were people that were basically going to agree with him on whatever he said. The fellow in England never mentioned anything about gain range. McAfee did the demonstration twice. He did one on the gray version, which was a charcoal, and one on the black. He didn't say anything about gain range. Crow did it also too. Or Fernando, he also did it also. And he never mentioned anything about any gain range. So, you got it on the site, you have it in the specification, but for some reason, it doesn't exist. That's going to be a problem. Let me see. Now, if we're designing our own gain, if somebody says, hey, can you show us, your gain? We got demonstrations of screens bouncing off ceiling, absorbing 24,000 of freaking light. Screens with halo systems. Mind you, in the halo systems, which we're actually building one right now as we speak, at the halo systems are at, each one of those lights are at 6,000 K. Of cold white LED lights. And on top of that, with the additional 24,000 in the environment, plus the lamps we throw up against them, there you go. I can back my product up. Especially when you got a screen absorbing sunlight. That tells you right there from the door. Every time we send some out to somebody, they're like, gee, where's Louise? Like, you guys are like on a completely different level. When you got a screen sort of doing that absorbing at 180 inches off a ceiling with the light in the middle of it, you can call your stuff whatever the freak you want. You could call it daffodil gain, chicken gain, birthday gain, whatever you want, but you can back it up. Can't back that stuff up. Okay, that's just dry already. Look, bam, dry already. Already dry. That quick, that fast, people. While we're having this conversation, the screen is drying. See that? See that? There you go. Looks like somebody's showing you a balloon in the corner, so I gotta stick you with a needle. But check out that balloon. Isn't that sticky already? See? Talk about something else. We got progress all around us. All right, let me see. Where are we going at next with this? Okay, because this wasn't part of the deal. I was just basically supposed to paint the sides, glue that on, the splatter screen, but I figured, why not? We could do that because our screen paint is absolutely incredible, and that's what we do. That's what we do. Meanwhile, the naysayers on there getting upset, they angry and bitter over me. What did I do wrong? I did show you a product that actually works. Because I'm going to be blamed for something like that. That is not my problem at the end of the day. Let me get a box for this. You know what it is? They don't like my energy. They can't stand my energy. They're like, he has too much confidence. We're going to have to tear him down because his confidence level is too low, too high. My confidence level is high because my product comes from God, and I trust my Lord and Savior at the end of the day, who blessed me with this technology. What kind of Christian would you be at the end of the day if God blesses you with a blessing and you're doubting it all day? Oh, I don't know, it's going to work. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. So this person that you has little faith. Either you have faith or you don't have it. There's no in between in that. There's no half and half. You have it or you don't. If you don't have it, then God will build you up. That's what basically trials and tribulations are for. To build your strength up, to build your faith, to put more trust in Him. Because you got to go through those downsides in life in order to be stronger when you rise. Every time that a Christian falls, he comes up 100 times stronger. That's how we are built. We don't have a perfect life at the end of the day. We have trials and tribulations as Christian boot camp to strengthen us against the devil. That's what it's for. So every time we crash, we come down, we get back up much stronger. We come up a much more stronger, much more educated warrior of God. That's what we do. What you call something like that? The devil don't like to hear that. That's why the devil leaves, because he does not like to hear that. People get mad and say, "You're calling me the devil." Well, guess what? If it offends you, if it bothers you, for me to talk about God and Jesus Christ, then yes, you are working with the devil. Why would God be upset because you're talking about God? You know, there's only two, you know that, right? God and the devil. There's only two, right? So God's not offended by you talking about the Lord. And if you're not offended by someone talking about the Lord, then it means you're about the Lord. But that bothers you at the end of the day, if that irks you for someone talking about the Lord, then guess who you serve? There you go. Wake up call. Get it together. Kabam! Do I not do what we do? Do I not do what we do? That's why we do our demonstrations live. You know why? It's thrilling. We know our technology is going to work. When the Lord tells me that it's going to work, it's going to work. The minute He pushes it in my head and says, "We're going to put this together," it's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. Gotta have that faith, people. Gotta have that faith. I walk into a room, we have no fear whatsoever. We know we can walk into any section, any building, any place and dominate because we know our technology is number one. It'll do exactly what it's designed to do. No turning out lights in those environments. Oh wait, we're in the wrong unit. You're in the wrong unit. What's this one that's going through here? I bet you $100. Mine, what's my phone? Oh, yeah, it is. Hold on for a minute. I gotta fix this real quick. Gotta have that confidence level, people. People do not buy products from people who have no confidence. You must show confidence in your product. You must trust your product. You must know your product. No company. You see that that document I had sitting over there? That's what allowed me to get my license to do what I want to do. They're not going to do business with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. They got to know what you are doing. I like this whole lounge. Look at this. That is hot. That's beautiful. I love it, people. I freaking love it. Let's put this out a little bit more. They don't like my confidence level. They hate it. They hate my confidence level. They're like, you know what? It's just to this, that, and the other. Either you know yourself or you know your stuff. That's all to it. Let's come out of here. Kabam! Let's go into something like, I can use it as a projection screen right now. My 4 boxes right now. My 4 boxes. And this technology can go any certified screen, gray screen, white screen, whatever, to knock your stuff out with no problem whatsoever. Where do you want to go? See how beautiful that image looks? Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, this stuff is amazing. This is amazing. It's one of the best screen paints we ever developed. And keep in mind, people, I sat in the middle of that floor. What did I say? What did Mr. Bird say in the middle of that floor? I said, if I am all these things, right? May my Lord take it away. May my Lord expose me for being who I am, right? That I'm a fake, a scammer, from all these things. May the Lord expose me. Doesn't I say that, right? All right, what happened? Our paint has exploded. Our technology has exploded. We're now about to go off-site to set up a storefront for our technology. And the Lord is leading the charge with new technology. Leading the charge with new technology. And on top of that, the demonstrations we do, we show you the difference between a comparison and a white screen. A white screen doesn't even exist next to our technology. It doesn't exist. It doesn't even function at all in any way. Yeah. Now, you watched me paint that in, right? Just a few minutes ago. You see how dirty that surface was? Multiple, whatever, this, that, and it. We just rolled over like it was nothing, right? That's what I'm talking about, outstanding results. See any streak marks? Nothing. Clean. Does that look like the customer's going to have a problem painting this in? No, our screen's already dropped. My air cleaner on me. Is that the customer's going to have any problems painting that in? No. That was 4 used dirty poster boxes that we converted that quick, that fast. And the projector we're using, do we have to get a 1080p? No. We have 720p's in here, by the way. We haven't had a 1080p in about a year. We got a $40 720p QME portable projector I'm using in the demonstration right now. Let's add some more light to the equation, because we do have ambient projection technology. Well, let's take advantage of it, right? Whoops, lights out. Whoops, lights back on. Go. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. Easy. Easy to do. Let's do a comparison up there. Let's throw a comparison up there. Let's put a white surface up there. Now mind, this was not part of the demonstration, but I thought we always do crazy stuff like that in the middle of a demonstration. We just do wild stuff. We just do it right on camera. It's supposed to be the splatter screen, but I figure, let's just paint up the whole thing, have some fun, show how easy it is. Okay. Let me go grab myself a white surface. White surface. And go. So, customer doesn't want complicated instructions. I don't care. We're going to say it's so easy your kids can paint it. Kids ain't painting that in. They're going to have lose their attention span and be out there doing something else completely crazy. No. Should I finger paint a screen in? I'm going to finger paint a screen in. Let's have some fun with it. Let's go finger paint a screen in to show how easy it is to apply our application. The only people that get upset with this is people who make product. Like, my goodness, does it ever end with this guy? Why? Why does he do this? Because we can. That's why. Because we can. And we've been selling the customers crappy stuff. I got all these crazy business cards with all these numbers and contacts on it for us to do business with people. We're just waiting for that license. Once that's in, we're going buck wild. Boom, 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 boom. Can you imagine you got your screen all white and I come right in with a roller and just go, yeah, right down the side of your screen, and that happens. We're going to have contracts for all of Allentown. For every office building, restaurants, hotels, the PP&L building where they do all the events and shows and stuff. Our technology is going to flood this area down here. Keep in mind, we just don't develop screen paints. We have multiple different versions of technology, visible technology, advertising technology, on every level you could possibly think of. Now look at those beautiful colors, people. No calibration on a $40 Pico projector in a fully lit environment at 24,000 lumens of light right directly on top of us. You feel the power. Do you feel the power? They get mad at me when I do this stuff. I have a right to have fun. Yeah. 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 Having a ball. Saying, well, you're lying. Your pocket's not more powerful. Well, challenge me. Just see what happens. But y'all don't want to do that either. Y'all don't want to challenge me. I get a bunch of emojis, and I don't got time to deal with kids. If you want to challenge, let's do this. I'll wipe your stuff real quick and be on done with it. Look, people who are talking this nonsense, let's remind you of something. I got canceled orders on you. Let's be real here. All right? I have canceled orders. You gave me back money. And you remove entire states. One's missing like 10 states in a shopping cart. Probably higher than that now because I've got people over there trying to get that product over here to us. And they're mentioning my name. So it could be higher now. Am I going to go there and check? I don't care. That's his problem at the end of the day. But again, the only two people that are talking a lot of trash is, and the other guy, he doesn't know what he's doing. We just do his video. Mr. Williams doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't. He's not doing it. We just leave him where he's at. They'll take care of him. He's already being taken care of. But anyway, those two at the end of the day, if you forgot, Fernando, all that trash you've been talking, I got canceled orders on you. I can do a slideshow right now and post your canceled orders right now, which I'll do since you're still running your mouth. We'll post his canceled orders, and you'll see on every single order he cried and complained about the product. We'll also post the email that he sent to us telling us we can buy whatever we want. We got it all documented. So since we can do slideshows now, we'll show it to you. And this is coming from an individual who claims he can make our stuff, but yet he gave us back $1,900 worth of orders and cried on every single receipt. I'll post it today. That does not sound like a person at the end of the day who claims he can make our product. $1,900. $1,900. And he tried to go into one forum site and said, oh, they bombarded my site. You know, they were so interested in buying my product. You know, they wanted it so bad. Buddy, we got an email from you stating that we could buy whatever the freak we wanted, and you sent the link to go buy. We posted that one too at that site too. So everybody over there, they call him a clown. We got evidence on everything. Everything, man. Everything. Anything you said in your mouth, I got videos on stuff, man. I got stuff on videos that you deleted you don't even know about that we have. I copy everything. Because you never know once you got to be to back something up in court. That's why. Remember, in court, everything's hearsay. Let's get some white piece of paper up there. Chuck. There we go. Let's put some white paper up there. So this is a comparison of white paper versus our technology. At 300 lumens on our projector, Pico. And like I was talking to the person with the expensive projector, I don't care if you spend 40 grand for a projector. You got it on a white screen. You can't see your contrast levels. Do me a favor. Shoot a video, fully lit environment. Show me contrast on what you paid for that thing. That thing has a ton of contrast on it. Show me fully lit environment. I want to see a comparison screen. Can't pull the contrast either way. Let me see what we want to get on here. Let's see. We got our screen here. Let's go with basic. Man, microphones are always on this side. I forgot because we're building on that side for the microphone. Check 1, 2, 1, 2. And do basic, fast, basic, real quick. Because splatter can be building for other demonstrations we're doing today. Let's get some colors in here. Let's get a red screen. See? Doesn't even pick up next to our technology at all. Won't register. So if I go into someone's business and they got a white screen in there, all I have to do is take my ruler and just go whoop, and that's it. Let's get another surface right here. We're going to do that today. I'm going to go down and pick up another surface, another one, and some Velcro because I want to be able to take these off at will. So I got the splatter screen right here. We're going to do 4 more. We're going to do one. We're going to just take the roller and just go down the side of it. And I had somebody saying to the day, well, that white surface you have over there is not the same as an actual projection screen. Yes, it is. Because right there in the box I have up there is a professional version of Daylight's white screen. And it's a high certified screen. So if I stuck that next to a white surface, I guarantee you won't be able to tell one from the other. Including one of my white t-shirts. It's all the same thing. You pay for name. You're going to have 3 types of white screens. You're going to have one made by a name brand company, one made by not from a name brand company. Now from the name brand company, it's going to be cheap. One with the name brand, it's going to cost you more. You pay for the name. Blue screen. And we were going to put this in here. No, we weren't going to do this demonstration, but why not? Because you should be seeing stuff like this. You should be seeing random demonstrations. Customers to you. You should be seeing random demonstrations. If a person's confident in their product, they should be able to do this easily. Look how smooth those boxes are. Smooth. It's smooth. Hello. Right from Jerry. Hello. Check out the belly button. Look how smooth that is. See how I painted the screen? I painted it any way I want, any different direction, right? And look how smooth it came out. Let's get a color, slow color changer in here. Slow color changer. It's what we do, it's what we do, it's what we do. Bam. Slow color changer. Let's knock this out real quick. Skippity-doo-dah. I'm about to heat the gun up. I got to put that on there. And I'm going to put Velcro on there so I can pull them off at will. Because I'm going to do several splatter screens. Where's the phone with the splatter screens? We're going to have some fun with the splatter screens. I mean, you can make my product at the end of the day. It lost its mind. You can't even make your own stuff correctly. Oh, and by the way, remember about this one. Hate to bring it up, but it's true. I'm not lying here. You said in a video, which we have a copy of, saying that you have never said your stuff was ambient light rejection. Funny thing about that video, you said you made a product that was ambient light rejection. We posted that, and a lot of people picked that up on the forums. Like, wait a minute, I thought he was saying this stuff was never ambient light rejection. Like, you just said it was ambient. There you go. There you go. There you go. See, that's the reason why you got to be careful. That's why stuff has to be tested. And the reason why it has to be tested, because you'll have people flip-flopping. They flip-flop, 1 minute's this, 1 minute's that. 1 minute's this, 1 minute's that. You don't know what you're buying. But last week you said it was this, and now this week you said it was that, because there's no testing. They're just changing it at will. That's why. That's what happened to us involving the post office fraud charges, because in the middle of our order, he changed out the paint and made it darker. Frankenstein was originally lighter. He changed it out the last minute, made it darker, because he bought in a lighter version of that product going against that gunmetal technology, super ultra dark. He would have failed on so many levels. Yeah. All right, let's get a white and gray screen in there. We got a gray screen on this side. Now we got a gray screen on this side, right? If you can get this to stay up there. All right, gray screen on this side, white screen on this side. All right. And let's go and get, see, a gray screen's not reading the color correctly. There you go. That transition. Oh, I forgot messing up my freaking, because I got load something on that side. Let's go grab, let me see. I can't see jack. These freaking screens in the way. Let's go grab a star field. Now we got a star field popping up. As you can see, gray screen does not read. Let me get this off here. There you go. Gray screen doesn't read, white screen doesn't read at all, right? Because they can't see contrast at all in any way whatsoever. So the fact that they can't even read the contrast level should tell you from the door, don't paint this to a wall. Now, if this was back then, before you had black screens, before you had gunmetal technology, when it was basic, when you just had white and gray, then yes, you would paint a gray screen to your wall because it would give you a better vantage point when it came to contrast, as you can see. But if you're today, with all the technology we have today, and you're painting the screen with a gray screen, or even worse, buying a gray screen at $3,000 and $4,000, that's worse than gray screen paint. I see people go out there and spend money for Vivistorm's gray screens, or any of the other screens that make gray screens. You're spending that kind of money for something you can't even read a contrast on. Even if you're in the dark, you still can't do it. Oh, I forgot, we got to pick up Vivistorm's sample. I'll buy it today. I'm going to buy the sample today and get it down here. Definitely going to buy it today. Get it down here. That's why, people. We're going. You can get them on Amazon. I'm careful about saying that too much. I might get pulled one day. Oh, wait a minute. We can get Elite Screens package too, because I need their gray screens anyway. I'm going to grab theirs too while I'm at it. All right, let's go over here. We got no contrast, no contrast, no contrast. Remember the game show? No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Back in the day, those of you remember no whammy? No whammy. No whammy, no whammy. Okay, come, where we at? Where we at? We need this real quick. Okay. Can't see jack on there. Let me get 4K snow screensavers. Now you see one of these demonstrations with the 4K snow screensavers, we bring these up often all the time. For people who have gray screens, you're supposed to pull contrast levels, and you're supposed to do that in fully lit environments. You see I'm in here in a fully lit environment, we're constantly always bringing up white levels all the time. That's what you should be doing, but you don't do that. You do a lot of color and white levels. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to do the one thing your screen has a difficult time reading, and that would be a white level, right? There you go. Kaboom. Like gray screen, you literally really think you could turn that technology on watch? Well, no, we could blend into your screen extremely easy. I can do it at 300 lumens in a fully lit environment. My technology is black, so I should have the lower ability to be able to pick up a white level, but yet we can generate a white level high enough to blend into a gray. Now, if I put you on the 15%, the 15% is a different form of technology. It has a much higher gain capability. That screen would turn your screen orange. Throw your colors off balance. Let's go grab another one. Why not? Why not? Why not? Gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat today, to tell you the truth, honestly. Let's go with another color. Survey says. Tell them what they want, Chuck. Tell them what they want. You won a brand new car. So yeah. See, Rich McClung thought he'd go a different path. Now, he already knows what we told him from the door. If we catch him, he knows he's getting sued. It's told you from the door why Fernando knows he's getting sued, why he's going to jail. He knows it's always going to happen. And I'll tell you why. We're not seeing copyrights pop up anymore. Yeah, he knows he's done on that one. That's already done. We also know that this time around, when it came to the paint, he didn't say he got it from a customer and did the demonstration, do fake labels on it, because he's already being sued on 2 different accounts. So that matter of fact, there's a few of them. They go back to the 70s. So there's a lot of them. So right now, the most recent ones we had, the lawsuits that are being filed against him, is the one for the quantum and the one for the quasar. Those are lawsuits that are being filed against him, and criminal charges for basically committing fraud, claiming he had something when technically he didn't. He said he got it from the other customer, but keep in mind, we have emails and transactions between us and the customer showing the customer's delivery tampering with the product and mixing things in there that should not have been in there, which can also get him in a lot of trouble. Also, too, multiple requests, emails, documents showing us requesting for the items be shipped back to us, which he refused multiple times. So he's looking at being, I told you, got somebody looking into that. That big boy I told you about we hired, he's going to expedite him down here to the States for fraud, for committing crimes against our company. I told you I'm going to get you. I'm working on it. I'm going to get you down here, buddy. I'm going to get you down here. And if you're convicted, guess what? You committed the crime here. You're going to stay here in the States. That's what's going to happen. So we're working on all that. But anyway, so those 2 paints he claimed. Now this time around he did it differently. This time he said, I can show you how to make it, the secret ingredients. First things first, you can't even make your own stuff right. That's why I posted the Frankenstein. The Frankenstein clearly shows in the videos, which you can hear his voice talking, and you can see in the video slideshows and pictures that his screen washed out dramatically. That's not even red. It didn't even pull up at all. It washed out. And he had the nerve to say in the video, this is the final test. That's what a final test looks like? That's horrible. Horrible from the door. So it shows you couldn't test the product right. He doesn't know nothing about ambient light rejection. He couldn't even make the product correctly. And it's a gray paint, which you should be able to fly it a little easier than black. So if you can't make a gray paint produce colors correctly, what makes you think you can make a black? And we've done this already. That's why I think he may have some kind of memory loss deficiency or something, because we've literally done this before. We gave you permission to make the product and you failed twice. So that little stunt you just did, it's going to cost you, because I told you we already mailed off the letters. They're on their way. There's another one coming for that one. So they're going to use that video also too, showing that he has a history of doing this dumb nonsense. You can't make your own stuff correctly. How are you going to make somebody else's stuff correctly? That's like somebody who can't work on their own car. You can't fix your car correctly, but you're going to give me advice on how to fix mine. All right, let's see right here. Kaboom. And I guess that whole venture, moving on to bigger and better things, boy, that did not work out well. That went 821 that fast? Gee whiz Louise. Oh, I forgot we painted this thing in. Let's get one more demonstration real quick. Just have a little fun. I got to put the other screen over top this to do the demonstration. What we want to do. Let's get that right here. Blah, 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 blah. And you're going to mess around and make that mess that he's making. Paint that stuff up on your screen or damage your freaking screen or your pre-motorized projection screen. Mind you, for the people who bought the Frankenstein, which he claimed was a final test, that's how their screens were coming up. That's why any customers you've seen with that stuff is in dark environments. And that's right around the time he started stating that the product wasn't ambient light projection. Because if any customer had used it in the environment that in that video that went missing, that's a missing video by the way, and they had used it and he got the same reaction that we saw in the video, it'd have been hard for him to back the claim. So that's why he switched it and made everything it's not ambient light projection. But the problem is the paint's dark. And usually darker paints have better ambient light projection than lighter screens. So he still told on himself. Oh, did we match there? We did not match there. Whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo. Okay, let's come out of here. Yeah, man, his stuff. This is his paint, by the way, so you know that's Metallica Mix 2.0. 2 tablespoons of black paint into white paint. That's all it is. Can't read for Jack. All right, well, I'm out of here. I got things I got to do, but I first want to glue my screen down here, because that's what we came here to do. I can't do the video right now. We're just going to be designing the screen, but I figure I'd just paint this in just for kicks and giggles for fun. Might as well, right? Let's get the other screen in there, get that done. And I got to go pick up some Velcro, because I do want to do a multi-screen. Like, I want to do one where we just paint down the side of the screen, just roll it down like bam. Show how easy the reaction time is going to be. And we're going to use just our 300 lumen projector. That's it. We'll do the 300 and we'll do the 50 lumen because 50 lumen is on the charge. Oh, no, wait, okay. This thing turns off right away. I like about these projectors, these projectors turn off. There's no cool down period I have to go through with these little things at the end of the day. This is my QME right here. It's what we use in the demonstration. These things are fantastic. Also, too, I want to show you how to do the mirror trick, which is, I did a detailed demonstration of it. That was many years back, so we're going to repeat it again to show you how to do the cool short throw mirror trick. All right, let's get our box out of the way because we're done there. And this is our surface. As again, you saw we painted. Whoops, come back. Dried, bumped with my knee. And now let's put our surface down. It's supposed to be here. Do I got the glue gun on? I think I do. I don't know if I have it charged or not. No, it's not on. Okay. On there. Now we're going to be picking up a big white surface. You know why? Because I'm going to cover that back area back there. I'm going to show you when to do a white surface comparison against, gray screens. I want to show you how the certifieds actually look. They're a fantastic screen to do exactly what they're designed to do. Side-by-side comparison, certifieds versus gray screens will show you exactly the advancement of why the certifieds cost what they cost and why they're a much higher advancement than a gray screen. Any gray screen maker out there telling you from the door that they're equal to one of these certifieds have lied. And that's what, when you watch them do their demonstrations, they will stick the certified screen in their environment, a dark environment. They won't just stay away from contrast levels. They try to show a lot of white levels and color levels and stuff like that. That's what they'll do. And I can't express this enough. Those of you that are trying to do a certified comparison, number one, the surface should never be bent. You bend the surface, it causes the screen to have disruption issues. The surface needs to lay perfectly flat to the surface. Do not use ultra short throw projectors on screens that state they're not designed for ultra short throw. If you're going to use ultra short throw, request an ultra short throw sample sheet from them. I've seen people in demonstrations using ultra short throw machines on screens that don't register next to ultra short throws because they become dark. And for goodness sakes, stop sticking the screen in your environment. You're supposed to be in their environment. Same thing when you do TV side by sides. I saw somebody do that at Dream Media. They had a dark environment. They stuck a TV like it does the same thing. No, stop that. Don't do that. My monitor right there, $85, can operate in this environment with no problem. I got it on right behind me right now. So if I have to darken the environment for your screen, then that means my monitor is not in the environment that it should be in. It can operate in any environment. So if you're claiming to be close to a TV or a TV itself, you're going to have to operate in the same environment as the TV. Don't darken the environment to accommodate your screen. And don't forget those contrast levels. Please get them in there. Stop avoiding the contrast. I had a hard time. I never got his screen. He had a screen called the Dragonfly. Dream Media. Do you know they made it virtually impossible for us to get hand on a sample of that surface? Yeah, I contacted their office. As a matter of fact, they contacted me about getting a sample of our product. But man, you can't be sticking me in that dark environment. They got these dark ambient light control. Don't disrespect my product by putting me in some dark environment. Stick me in an environment like this. This is what we like to play in. Let's go outside. I'll give you one of these high-end screens when they're locked in at the AdTech technology that absorbs sunlight. Let's go play in that. You can't go out there and play in it. I know. I've watched your demonstrations. I've watched your videos. The Dragonfly is a beautiful screen. It is. It's a very beautiful screen. I would love to see it side by side. But the reason why the Dragonfly screen won't compete with ours is because Dragonflies are black. They're gunmetal. And if your screen's not 100% black, you can't beat one of these. Because they can read the contrast and you can't. So in the demonstration I said, he was comparing it to a TV. It's in a darker environment. You can't do that. No, fully lit environment. When we get the other work facility, I got an electrician that I met over in City Hall, and I want a special room design. You will require to have sunglasses walking in there. The 24,000 we have in there is 3 times the amount. It's a lot of light. We need it for a certain screen we're designing. So if we stick you in the Easy Bake Oven, your screen's going to get baked. The Easy Bake Oven. I literally have to build environments in order to have fun in our environments. Like right now, if you see right here, see that screen right there? We're putting a halo system on that. Oh yeah, we're getting ready to put in the halo system. Because you know why? We want more power. What did I do with the technology we have here? See that right there? That screen over there. What did we do? We raised it all the way up to the top, right? So that screen absorbed 24,000 lumens of light with a halo system in the middle behind that screen. It did it on a projector in eco mode. At a distance throw from back here, it was able to push that screen and pull it in on those both sides. And that technology over there is just at only a 15% completion. So imagine at 100% how much powerful that screen is going to be. I can literally stick that thing on a cart with wheels and I can kick it around a parking lot and put a bunch of projectors out there, and everywhere that thing hit, it'll pull up. That's what you're going to be dealing with. These are the kind of crazy demonstrations we're planning. Crazy, insane demonstrations that no one's out is doing. So if you think the product itself is going to be a nightmare for you people who make these products, imagine the insane demonstrations that we do behind these things. I can't wait. I'm so excited. See my splatter screen I just built? I'm so excited. How's the cat and hat say? I'm so excited. Look at this, people. Look at this. Look at the fun we're about to have pretty soon. The excitement. Are you excited? I'm excited. That's what they don't like about me. They don't like my energy. My energy. They can't stand my energy. But you can have that energy too. Just have to work for it. That's all. You gotta work for it, baby. You gotta work for it. But you gotta do it. You gotta work for it. Wow. Oh, wow. You know, people have been around cats. You have a cat person, and you would basically start thinking, wow. Yeah, baby. Wow. 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 So we're going to do this with our splatter screen here. This is the first surface that's going to be on here. We're going to get a couple more of these surfaces. We're going to Velcro them on so they stick on. They're going to be easy. You know, I got one I'm going to do with one with a line across it. One I'm just going to write my name in it. One's going to have handprints on it. And whatever that projector hits, only going to pick up on our stuff only. That's the kind of impressive demonstrations that will get you orders. And you have to do this in fully lit environments. You're going to have to show contrast. You're going to show color, all that. One of the biggest demonstrations, which I think pretty much it may land me in court, but hey, it's business. But I'm pretty sure they're going to land me in court on that. I plan to buy a high-end certified screen and paint our name into it. I know. It's crazy, isn't it? But I freaking love the idea. On top of that, we're going to be bringing in a tank today. Submersive capability technology, which that stuff has. We're going to submerge the screen underwater and watch a movie through it. Should we do... Oh no, never mind. I'm going to do Bioshock. I'm going to play the game Bioshock while my screen is submerged underwater. Oh my, I just blew my own mind. I just blew my own freaking mind. Hold on, people. Give me a minute. I'm coming back to Earth right now. All right, we're doing that today. We got that surface here, right? We got one. We got a surface here. We can do it at 50 lumens. Yeah. Going to the clear. Yeah, we did some crazy stuff, man. I did that when I got my projector mapping equipment, and everybody was doing these demonstrations on white walls. I was like, oh no, we got to take this into the next level. We did these black screens, man. We're coding screens, pushing through projector mapping capabilities. And I took a black surface and I dropped it in a fish tank. I coated, mind there's no fish in the fish tank anymore. I coated all the objects in there with that clear black technology, and we basically pushed it. Oh, we got to find that demonstration. I got to post that sucker. Yeah, we actually project an image underwater right through a screen and had the Big Daddy walking underwater. Boom, boom, it was sick. So we're going to download Bioshock remastered. Of course, I like the first one. And we're going to play a game underwater using our amazing technology. And by the way, for those people at the end of the day, they're going to say, well, we have the same thing. This is a surface that took in 100,000 lux of direct sunlight at only 50 lumens. So you'll have to beat that demonstration first. Don't be getting over there, going over and buying some freaking poly, whatever dumb nonsense you got, and spraying on a screen, or some of that spray on, or whatever frog mess. No, that's what you'll have to do. Gee, people just want to be so. But how in the world, for people at the end of the day who savor all these things, like Jamie, if you're saying you're trying to make our secret product, right? And we're supposed to be scammers, that's what you're saying, right? And our products are basically going to rip people off. Why would you tell people how to make a product if it's a scam from the door? You're so jealous. Well, put it this way. The document that's coming to you, all those tests we just did on that product, you'll have to complete every single one of them live. If you fail to do so, we're going to sue you again. So, what these do when these documents come there, it outs them from the door. Everybody knows who's there. We show the tracking numbers, where they're going at, where they're landing at, when they'll be there. So, for a person who claims he knows our stuff, he should have no problem doing the test along with that product, right? All right then. So, if you can't do it, what does that tell the rest of us on YouTube? That means you're just trolling, doing dumb stuff, but that's going to cost you now. Because now we're going to sue you for that, because that's considered defamation and slander against our business at the end of the day. So you're true. And you got a track record, mind you, you're doing it. You're not a first offender and all this. You've been doing this for quite some time. So you can paint a nice little pretty picture to the judge of all the things you've been doing. So third document on its way now. Now we got our screen here. This is our screen. I figured we'd do something different. Like, everybody does that side-by-side comparison stuff. Let's do something fun. Now, for those of you who want to see exactly what these things do, what the freak is my projector? Did I just take this thing apart? I just took it apart that fast. This is our screen, our crazy look to it. I'd make a great t-shirt, wouldn't you? I think I'd make a great t-shirt. I would. I got white t-shirts coming in. One that says Wrinkle Day, because I just wrinkled the shirt. Anytime I want to wear a shirt and it's wrinkled up, it says Wrinkle Day on it. It's fucking weird, because it says wrinkle. Or another one says Work in Progress. I like that one right there. All right. If you got a stain on your shirt, you got a favorite shirt you like, and you get a stain on it, and a shirt that fits just right the way you like it, just put down Laundry Day. Right across it, some cool writing, Laundry Day. Because always people wear their jacked up clothes on Laundry Day. You know how that works. They wear stained clothes, whatever. It's clean. It just has a stain on it. You just put it across the shirt, Laundry Day. Which should be a funny shirt to be rocking. Because yeah, it's Laundry Day. See the crazy ideas we think up every day? You can make money off that. See right there? Would I need to make money off that? No, I'm good. Trust me. I'm definitely good. This new adventure we're starting right now is going to be amazing. All right, let's get a projector in here because we're doing way too much talking. And did Mr. Bird have any sugar today? Actually, no. This is me. This is my energy level. This is me. No sugar at all today yet. Oh, but by the way, I found some cotton candy A&W root beer, and I had that a couple of days ago. Oh my God. I gotta stay away from that. That's dangerous. That's gonna be my crack. Definitely gonna be my crack. Let's get our projector out right there, people. Let's get this started, because we talk too much. We got too much to do. Where the freak is the projector? Oh, over there, Barry, and paper. Bam. What gets me excited? The adrenaline buff I'm getting right now? This is adrenaline for me. Painting the screen we just did a few minutes ago in every kind of direction, doing crazy stuff like that, that's my adrenaline rush. This is what charges me up at the end of the day. That's what I love about it. We're going to have so much fun off these new splatter screens. It's going to be so much freaking fun. Can you feel it, people? Can you feel the excitement? I'm going to change my ringtone to my phone, too. I'm so excited! Like from Cat in the Hat. So I'm calling, I'm so excited! Where the heck is that coming from? Oh, all right. Wait a minute. Hold on for a minute. We got battery. Oh, yeah. We're using this over here. Having some fun, people. Having some fun. Having a good time. All right. Let me see now. Do. We're the wrong one, baby. Give me let me see. I need fish. Where's fish? I need fish. Black background, beta fish. What the world needs love. Only your stuff pulls. Isn't that crazy? That's insane, isn't it? My buddy is an airbrush artist. He's going to do a whole mural. It's going to be insane with the paint only, and they're going to hit it. That thing's going to boof. They're going to do two versions of it. One, they're going to do a projector mapping applications. When they hit the screen, only projector mapping. You can do different colors and stuff. Because I had a buddy of mine, he's a big-time artist too. And he's like, man, if your stuff is projector mapping compatible, which it is, we can change the screen to colors to anything you want. It's like coloring on a giant, it's like designing your own coloring board. Pretty much what it is. But you're mapping with colors, but you're building your own screen with our paints. Now you understand the meaning of true power. I love saying that. It's my favorite word. I got that from Dead or Alive. You ever play that bass? The big guy. Power! Guys got to do these kind of demonstrations. Now, mind you, I'm going to be in the showroom pretty soon. And we're going to have screens showing this off. And everybody in that environment has white screens. You walk in there from your business, your company, or whatever, and you're watching a paint that's literally so potent, that gets such massive reactions so quick that we can literally paint stencils into the screen and it would bring our images up only. Do you have any idea the amount of money our company will be able to pull and generate from these demonstrations? It only works. Your projector, we can advertise that and stand behind it. Your projector can only function on our technology. I showed you what we did to a certified gray screen. You see what happened next to the certified. Certified didn't register at all next to it. Your gray screens. We'll do a gray screen too. I'll paint it to a gray screen. We'll still want to do well, we have a splatter gray screen. We literally did one already. So that doesn't work. And the best thing about this is for our customers contact us and thank you so much for not selling out. Thank you so much for not charging a ton of money so we can't get our hands on it. And that's what most people would do if they had this kind of technology. They'll make it so only the very rich can do it because they know they can make a ton of money. They'll charge an outrageous price for it. We ain't about that life. I got a kit that costs $247. $247. So for a screen like we just tested against, that screen costs you $5,000. And we could do far more than that screen. That screen's not ultra short though compatible. You sure enough won't be taking it outside. Can't paint that thing to a ceiling. Forget that, or to a floor. It doesn't have interactive technology capabilities. And again, mapping capabilities, which is extremely important, especially when you're doing for business advertising technology. Look at that. Bum, 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 bum. Mind you, you still have to read the 100% black level in the process, because that's what comes with that fish. Is that not insane? It's insane. Insane in the membrane. I'm insane in the brain. Insane in the membrane. They're insane. They're off their brain. All right. I got to go drop off this application and get this done. Having some fun with the epic splatter screen in all its glory. But we're going to blow this whole thing up because we're going to hit with the big boy projector over there, which will actually blow this whole thing up. All right. Got a few things I got to go pick up and get this party started. And yeah, we'll come back in and we'll do a bunch of demonstrations on our ultimates. We're going to make more splatter screens, by the way. We're going to make that line down the stream. That's what I want to do. Like when I come into your showroom, like your screen, I'm like, this is your screen right here? Let me show you the power of our technology. Right down the side of your screen. I want to get a custom-made paint roller. It looks like a freaking, like a katana, like a sword. It comes out and has a big brush on the end. When you put it in, it actually the holder that it goes into is actually paint in there. So it's actually saturated in paint. So when I pull it out and I go, yeah, down the side of your screen, because you got to have fun with this, man. You got to do something different. That brush that'll go down the side of your screen, only that will pick up. Ugh. We had a ball here, didn't we, people? We had fun here today. Tell me we didn't have fun. We had fun. Okay, it was fun for customers to solve. As for people who make products, it was not so fun for you. But the only reason why, you're in my channel all the time, right? I don't go to your channel. So we can explain this to you. I only go to your channel unless I'm backing up something that I'm saying that you're doing, that you should not be doing. Other than that, I don't go watch your videos. What would be the purpose of that? You don't do anything over there. And you don't back anything up. You're just basically just mumbling and jumbling. You don't do anything. We just came on here, painted over that surface, no time at all, showed a demonstration, did a comparison against a white screen, did a comparison against a gray screen, did it in a fully lit environment, did it on a $40 projector, turned around, took this thing and put it against the screen, and now we're showing a beta fish go through it. And the only time the beta fish picks up, unless it's hitting one of our screens or one of our painted in stencils, right? All right then. Not so much done here, right? But on your channel, it's the same thing. Dark environments, yelling at a ceiling, yelling at a screen. I don't know what goes on there, to tell you the truth. I don't understand anything you're saying. I'm trying to listen to something that you're telling me. Like, can you explain the science behind the distance throw, the angle gain, any of that? No, it's the same old dumb nonsense. Look at the clarity, look at the color, look at the clarity, look at the color, look at the clarity, look at the color. You're in a dark environment saying that. And I'm in here with 24,000. 24. Is it on? Oh, it is okay. There we go. 24,000. 24,000. 24,000. All right. We're done here. Got some work I got to do. If you're interested in ordering the most amazing, impressive screen paint on the face of the planet, mind you, summertime's coming up. So again, this stuff is absolutely fantastic. And mind, the projectors we use in our demonstration are under $200 because that's my personal challenge to myself. I know other people won't do it, but we'll do it by golly because that's what we like to do. But anyway, if you want the most advanced technology on the face of the planet, the best screen, better than certified, better than white screens, better than gray screens, and back yourself up on every freaking level you can possibly think of with a batch number guarantee, you reach out to us. Continue to cheat your projector, get half your machine, not get what you paid for, stuck in a dark environment with poor colors requiring calibrating nonsense. You deal with that nonsense. All right, people, I gotta go. Thank you for your time. Of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology. If it weren't for Him, none of this would ever be possible. Gotta go, and God bless. Kaboom! Hit that.